Hello friends, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. I am Julie. I am a homeschooling mom to 8 children, and I was also homeschooled myself for part of my education. So I have that second generation homeschooling going on here, and I had an idea that I'm so excited about for the month of May. Over on Instagram, Intentional Homeschooling is doing a photo challenge where Monday through Friday for the month of May, different moms, whoever chooses to join in, will be posting a picture and writing about different topics each day that this mama has assigned. So today's topic is an introduction, and I am doing that photo challenge, but I thought, wouldn't it be great to go beyond a photo challenge and actually do a YouTube video relating to each topic for the month of May. So I'm really excited about this. All month long, I am going to be sharing on each of the topics. It's all about homeschooling, what we do, how we do it, about curriculum, no curriculum. She talks about read alouds, technology. It's all right here. And I will actually, down in the description box, I will have a list of every topic that's going to be covered so you know what's coming. Hold on one second. Okay, I had to get my drink. I got this cute tumbler from Teamy, and it's really neat because in the top there's a screen, so I can just dump my loose tea right in there with my water and everything. I don't have to strain it, I can just drink it right out of there. So anyway, I'm a nursing mom here, so I got to keep up my liquids. I will put a link to this too if you want to get one for yourself. I think this color is called Periwinkle, but I'll put a link in the description box so you can check it out. It's very cute. Okay, back to the topic at hand. So I am going to start today by just introducing myself, and then tomorrow the topic is method. So we're going to just dive right in tomorrow to our method of homeschooling that we use here at our house. So like I said, my name is Julie, and I have been homeschooling since the very beginning with our children. I got married knowing that I wanted to homeschool, and my husband Jason is very pro homeschooling, so we just jumped right in. My story starts back when I was in 8th grade. I was the oldest of 4 girls, and when I was in 8th grade, approaching the end of that year, we were having a lot of health difficulties and missing a lot of school, and we also had family friends who had homeschooled, so that was, part of our life, I guess, is knowing one family at least who homeschooled, although they didn't live in our area. They lived in a different state. But I had always kind of bugged my mom to homeschool because I saw my friend Anna's family, and I just wanted to stay home too. Well, all our health concerns and missing a lot of school and just everything compiling, my mom decided to start homeschooling us. So I did complete 8th grade. So technically I homeschooled high school. And then I have 3 younger sisters. 2 of them were pretty spaced apart. My next sister is 4.5 years younger than me. And so 2 of them have never been to school. The youngest 2 were really young. My sister Amy was in 3rd grade. 3rd grade. Yeah, getting ready to go into 4th when we started homeschooling. So, good morning. So we have kind of a different experience. And looking back now at the way I was homeschooled in high school, I think it could be classified as mostly unschooling. Because of having health issues and all the things my mom was handling, she kind of left the majority of my education to myself. I was a reader, and so she just had lots of books laying around. Didn't even tell me you need to read this, but just literally had books laying around the house, and I read everything I could get my hands on, so it made it very easy. I have tea stealers. This is green tea with raspberry, so it's yummy. Anyway, that was the bulk of my education. We did try to do a little bit of Saxon math here and there. I think I completed through algebra. She would occasionally do different things. My mom was just kind of like a learning kind of person. She just enjoyed learning things herself, and so I'm sure that was contagious too. So we would do things like I remember once going through the map and finding different stories of missionaries or people from different countries around the map and kind of looking at that, but it was all very loose and free-flowing. And honestly, the majority of my days were just me doing whatever I wanted to do. I would write stories sometimes. We played a lot. We did not have any of the, I guess, preconceived ideas of what a high schooler should do. And so I kind of like reverted to just a fun, carefree childhood. My sister and I constructed our own dollhouses that we built. We made all the furniture and everything. That was a project that we spent hours and hours on. We started a band. I played the drums and sang and wrote the music because I'd also taken piano lessons since I was little. And then my sister played guitar, and my younger ones, the little one we taught to play piano, and the baby of the family was 4. She played the bongos, and so we would make our own music, kind of like a old rock and roll kind of music. It was very fun. We played outside. We constructed things. We experimented with things. I mean, we just kind of did whatever we wanted to do, and it was a very good thing for me. It was very fruitful, and I left those years feeling really confident, even though if I had stood next to another senior in high school and compared notes, I probably would have quickly felt very inadequate, because my brain wasn't full of all the facts that you would have memorized in those 4 years of high school. On paper, I was very deficient in the things of academics, and yet I had been given something that overrode all of that. I had been given a love for learning and a knowledge of how to learn. And so I decided I wanted to go to college, even though, like I just said, somebody else looking at me might say, how are you going to do that? If you've basically read books and played and crafted and things for 4 years. But I decided that's what I wanted to do. So I went and I checked out from the library the book on the GED, which is kind of like a high school equivalency diploma that you could get in our area. And I kind of like went through the book for a couple weeks and felt like, I don't know this stuff, but I'm going to do my best. And then I went and I took the GED test, and I scored a 301. And what I later found out when I went to our local community college is that anyone who scored a 300 and above was eligible for a scholarship, a GED scholarship. So by one point I had made it. I got the scholarship, and that paid for my years at the community college, which is, for those of you who are not in the United States, there is college. A 4-year college would be what you would call a university, and then this is a 2-year college. So you can go to this first, and then you can complete the rest of your degree at a university or a 4-year college. That's what I did. I got my GED. I started kind of slowly. I just took I think 2 classes at first, just to kind of get a feel for things. I really, really enjoyed it. And then I went on from that experience. I went on to, actually, I was part of the Honor Society while I was at that community college. So I went on to actually get another scholarship based on the things that I had done while I was at the community college, and that next scholarship then paid for me to go to universities. So for me, the story turned out really wonderfully. The years of freedom that I had been given in those high school years, and the just the many, many unstructured hours, turned into somebody who was so excited about learning and, taking classes and pleasing my teachers and all of those things, that I ended up doing very well and graduated from university with honors, and was actually already married and newly pregnant on my very last semester of my degree. So I quickly jumped into motherhood right after that was done. And of course, I knew that I wanted to homeschool my own children. So when my first daughter was born, I was just really excited, and the only thing that I really knew to do right from the beginning was read to her. My mom had read out loud to us, and I knew it was just something that was good for children. I wouldn't know until later on how good it was for kids to be read to. So I just started reading to her, and I added more children, and by the time they were, preschool, kindergarten age, we were starting into chapter books, and I just kept reading to them. Eventually, we kind of stumbled a little bit into some school. It was kind of a struggle at first because my oldest struggled with some dyslexia tendencies, and of course, being your first, you kind of are trying to figure out how to teach someone to read and what to do anyway. And so I had a lot of years of kind of going back and forth with confidence in myself, knowing that with my own unschooling experience, I had done well, but also doubting myself, like, am I really doing okay here? Because, she didn't just jump on board with this reading thing, and this is hard, and I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. So we kept moving forward. I kept skipping around with different reading. We'd go through one, reading curriculum and then try another one. And I just gave her time, which is really what my mom had given me, was time to grow and not be forced to be on everybody else's schedule of, where you feel like people should be at a certain age. She let us just progress with whatever was appropriate for us. So about the end of her 3rd grade year, she was still really struggling, and I was starting to feel like, should I go get her tested? But I just decided to stick with it. At that point, I had a couple kids that I was homeschooling. We were starting to do a little bit of, math and other subjects, but I really did allow them a lot of unstructured time, just like my mom had done for me. And after the end of that 3rd grade year, I don't know if it was just maturity or just the continued persistence of practicing 15 minutes a day or whatever it was, but something clicked in my oldest child, and she just quickly picked up reading. It's just like she made up for those years, and I was so grateful that I have been able to give her the gift of homeschooling and of time. She nowadays still does not read for fun quite as much as some of my other kids do, but her passion is farm animals, and she has books that she gets that are written for adults on health and breeding and environment, and she reads those and takes notes from them, and it's just incredible. You just would never have guessed. Over the past couple years, we have really changed a lot with homeschooling styles back and forth. Before I kind of settled in to what we're doing today, I even though I had confidence within myself to start homeschooling, I never doubted that. I did have to still grow in my confidence of how to homeschool, of how to be a homeschooling mom. And it's really been the last couple years that I have settled into that. And I am so excited tomorrow to get to share with you about what homeschooling looks like for us today in general. We will be talking about the methods tomorrow. One of my favorite things about this YouTube channel is the interaction that I get with you. And so I would just love it if you could just take a couple minutes in the comment section to just give me a very brief introduction of yourself from a homeschooling perspective. Were you homeschooled? How did you know that you wanted to homeschool? Kind of what was your story in getting started, I guess, is what I'm hoping for. You want more of my tea, huh? Here you go. And then I hope you join me for the rest of the month. I'm just so excited to explore all these topics with you and unpack them in detail. So I will see you tomorrow.